Ryan Gravenberch and Hugo Ekitike score as Liverpool earn Merseyside derby victory. Gravenberch opened the scoring in the 10th minute at Anfield with a fine finish, and then teed up Ekitike to double the Reds' lead on the half-hour mark. Idrissa Gana Gueye pulled one back for the Blues in the second half, but Arne Slot's men held on to maintain their perfect start to the defense of the Premier League title after 5 games team. There were 4 changes to the lineup that secured the late Champions League win against Atletico Madrid 3 days earlier. Ekitike, Alexis Mac Allister, Connor Bradley and Milos Kerkez were the quartet that returned to the hosts. Alisson, Van Dijk, Konate, Kerkez, Szoboszlai, Mac Allister, Jones 61, Salah, Bradley, Gakpo, Wirtz 61, Ekitike, Isak 67, Gravenberch. Unused subs, Mamardashvili, Gomez, Endo, Robertson, Frimpong and Gumoha. First half the opener from Gravenberch was Liverpool's first real clear-cut opportunity of the affair, and the midfielder dispatched his chance with the proficiency of its creator, Mohamed Salah. Salah clipped a cross into the box from the right channel to find the run of Gravenberch, who then brilliantly directed the bouncing ball over Jordan Pickford and into the far corner. A few moments later, Salah was not far off with an ambitious curler, before Cody Gakpo volleyed into the ground following a counter off an Everton corner. The visitors threatened 2 minutes prior to Ekitike's goal, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall unable to hit the target from inside the box, having been slipped in by Jack Grealish. Providing the Reds' second, Gravenberch received the ball from Mac Allister, and then delivered a defense-splitting pass in search of Ekitike's dart into the area. The Frenchman only needed a solitary touch before slotting the ball through the legs of Pickford. Beto lifting over the bar and Gueye testing Alisson Becker served as warning signs from Everton that the contest was not totally decided. Second half. There was an open feel to the game after the restart, with the Toffees seeking a route back into it. That left space for Liverpool to exploit, although Salah was unable to strike cleanly at goal when he was picked out by Gakpo on a breakaway. Everton halved the deficit in minute 58 through Gueye's strike, Iliman Ndiaye laying off a Grealish cross for the goal-scorer. It set up a rather tense final half an hour of action, albeit where chances at both ends were at a premium. The Reds, however, would secure the 3 points to ensure occupancy of top spot in the standings for another weekend. Next, Celtic went into the summer transfer window with £77.3 million of cash assets, having posted a profit of £33.9 million after tax in the year ending on June 30. Those figures were detailed in the Scottish Premiership Club's annual results, which were released on Friday. And they come just weeks after Celtic failed to reach the Champions League following a shock playoff defeat against Kazakhstan's Kairat Almaty, something Chief Executive Michael Nicholson said the board take responsibility for. Celtic's year-end cash was only marginally up on 2024, but profit had soared from £13.4 million the previous 12 months. Revenue was also up 15.2% to £143.6 million, thanks in large part to their prolonged Champions League run, but Chairman Peter Lawwell disclosed that the first-team wage bill had risen to the highest levels in the history of the club. Celtic's net spend on transfers for the year was just over £7 million, with £31.5 million of their £38.6 million investment recouped by sales. Lawwell hailed a memorable year both on and off the pitch, during which Celtic won the League and League Cup, reached the Champions League last 16, but lost the Scottish Cup final. He suggested the gains were largely reinvested into the squad, aligned to the club's commitment to sustained on-field success. And he pointed to the transfer record being breached twice, amid a £42.6 million investment in players. That takes Celtic's total spend on players and agent fees over the previous 3 years to £77.5 million, Lawwell added. Those figures do not include any money spent on 11 signings this summer, among them Benjamin Nygren, Kieran Tierney, Michel-Ange Balikwisha, and Sebastian Tunekti. But Lawwell said the club recognize and share the frustration and disappointment of fans about how their summer recruitment went. The board shares the ambition of our supporters to see the strongest possible team on the pitch, he said. We will continue to balance short-term performance with long-term financial stability, and we must factor in the long-term implications of decisions made today. This strategy is vital to Celtic and has been pivotal to our success over 20 years.